another part for GTA Theories. Make sure to watch other ones too. Some fans believe that Mike from GTA Advance is actually a younger version of Michael DeSanta from GTA 5. I know it sounds crazy, but let's break it down and see why people are connecting these dots. First off, let's recap who Mike is for those who might not remember. Mike was the protagonist of GTA Advance, released back in 2004 for the Game Boy Advance. He's a small-time criminal in Liberty City who gets caught up in a revenge plot after his mentor is murdered. Now, fast forward to 2013, and we meet Michael DeSanta in GTA 5, a retired criminal living under witness protection in Los Santos. So why do some fans think these two characters are the same person? Well, there are a few connections that people have latched onto. Obviously, they share the same first name, which is the initial spark for this theory. Both characters have a background in organized crime and are skilled at pulling off heists. They're also known for their quick tempers and tendency to react violently when provoked. The time frame could potentially line up too. GTA Advance is set in 2000, while Michael's backstory in GTA 5 suggests he was active in crime during that period before faking his death in 2004. At the end of GTA Advance, Mike leaves Liberty City, saying he's disappearing, which some fans think could tie into Michael's story of faking his death and entering witness protection. Now, before we get too excited, let's pump the brakes and look at this critically. While it's a fun theory, there are some pretty big holes in it. For starters, GTA Advance is part of the 3D universe, while GTA 5 is in the HD universe. Rockstar has generally kept these separate. There are also some significant backstory inconsistencies. Michael's backstory in GTA 5 doesn't mention anything about the events in GTA Advance. While we don't see much of Mike in GTA Advance due to the game's limitations, what we do see doesn't really match up with Michael's appearance or age in GTA 5. Michael is established as having strong ties to the Midwest, particularly North Yankton, while Mike from GTA Advance seems firmly rooted in Liberty City. Lastly, while there are some similarities, Michael is portrayed as more complex and conflicted about his criminal life than Mike. So, what's the verdict? While it's a creative theory that shows how passionate GTA fans are about connecting the dots in the series' lore, it's probably just that, a theory. The evidence doesn't really stack up when you look at it closely. It's more likely that any similarities between Mike and Michael are coincidental, or at most, Mike might have been a loose inspiration for some aspects of Michael's character. Rockstar often reuses and refines ideas across their games, so some parallels are bound to pop up. Next theory is about Lamar Davis. There's some solid evidence suggesting that Lamar was originally planned to be one of the main protagonists in GTA 5. Yeah, you heard that right. Let's talk about Lamar's character detail. For a supposed secondary character, Lamar is incredibly fleshed out. His personality, backstory, and relationships with other characters are far more developed than your average NPC. He's got a distinct style, a unique way of talking, and a whole lot of screen time for someone who's not supposed to be a main character. This level of detail is usually reserved for protagonists, which is our first big clue. Now, let's get into the real meat of this theory, Lamar's behavior in Director Mode. For those who don't know, Director Mode is a feature in GTA 5 that lets you control various characters to create your own scenes. Here's where it gets interesting. Lamar has an unusually high level of functionality in this mode. He's got a wide range of animations and actions that you typically only see with playable characters. We're talking detailed walking animations, idle behaviors, and even unique dialogues with NPCs. It's almost like he was designed to be fully playable. But wait, there's more. In some missions, Lamar shows up with a blue dot on the minimap, just like the main protagonists do. This is a small detail, but in the world of game development, it's a big hint that he might have been intended to have a larger role. There's also the fact that Lamar plays a crucial role in the early part of the game, introducing Franklin, and the player, to many key mechanics and characters. This is typical protagonist behavior in GTA games. Remember how CJ in San Andreas or Nico in GTA 4 started their journeys? So why didn't Lamar make the cut as a protagonist? Well, the theory goes that somewhere in development, Rockstar decided to go with the three protagonist structure we know and love. Franklin, Michael, and Trevor each represent different aspects of the GTA experience, and maybe Lamar just didn't fit into that vision. But here's the thing. Rockstar didn't just throw Lamar away. Instead, they kept him as a major character, giving him some of the game's most memorable moments and lines. They even expanded his role in GTA Online, where he's become a fan favorite. Now, it's worth noting that Rockstar has never officially confirmed this theory. Game development is a complex process, and characters often evolve and change roles during production. It's possible that Lamar was always intended to be a supporting character, just an exceptionally well-developed one. But man, can you imagine playing as Lamar? Cruising through Los Santos, roasting fools left and right, getting into all sorts of crazy situations? It would have been a whole different game. Whether Lamar was meant to be a protagonist or not, one thing's for sure. He's left an indelible mark on the GTA series. His character has become iconic, spawning memes and memorable moments that players still quote years later. So, what do you think? Was Lamar robbed of his chance to be a main character? Or did Rockstar make the right call with their 3 protagonist structure? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, maybe in GTA 6, we'll finally get to play as a character with Lamar's level of roasting skills. Next theory, Ryder maybe wasn't a betrayer. So, the official story we all know is that Ryder, along with Big Smoke, betrayed the Grove Street families and sided with the Ballas and Crash. But some fans aren't buying it. They think Ryder's betrayal was a last-minute change in the story, and originally, he was supposed to stay loyal to Grove Street. Here's the deal. Ryder's betrayal comes out of nowhere and doesn't really get explained or explored much in the game. Unlike Big Smoke, who gets a whole character arc and a dramatic confrontation with CJ, Ryder just kind of disappears. He shows up as an enemy in a couple of missions, and then he's killed off without much fanfare. It feels rushed, like it wasn't part of the original plan. Supporters of this theory point out that Ryder's behavior throughout the early parts of the game doesn't really suggest he's a traitor. He's always pushing for Grove Street to take back territory and seems genuinely angry about the gang's decline. He's right there with CJ and Sweet in the early missions, putting in work for the set. If he was already working with the Ballas, why would he be so gung-ho about building Grove Street back up? There's also the fact that Ryder continues to hang out at Grove Street and chill with the homies even after the supposed betrayal has taken place. If he was really working with the enemy, wouldn't he be more cautious about showing his face around the hood? Another interesting point is Ryder's reaction during the drive-by shooting that kicks off the main plot. He seems genuinely shocked and angry, just like the others. If he was in on the plan, you'd think he'd be a bit less surprised. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Some fans have dug into the game files and found voice lines for Ryder that were never used in the final game. These lines suggest that Ryder was supposed to have a bigger role later in the story, possibly even helping CJ at some point. This has led some to believe that Ryder's betrayal was a late addition to the script, so why would Rockstar change Ryder's story? Well, one theory is that it was due to issues with Ryder's voice actor, MC8. There were apparently some scheduling conflicts or disagreements during production. This might explain why Ryder's betrayal feels so underdeveloped compared to Big Smoke's. They simply didn't have the time or resources to flesh it out properly. Some fans even speculate that the original plan was for Ryder to fake his death and go into hiding, possibly to infiltrate the Ballas or gather intel for Grove Street. This would explain some of the unused voice lines and why his death scene feels so abrupt. So, what do you think? Was Ryder loyal to the Grove all along? Or was he really just a backstabbing busta? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Now we're talking about Liberty City from GTA 3 and why that H2O is more like H2O no. You know how in GTA 3, the moment you touch the water, you're toast? Well, some fans have cooked up a theory that there's more to this than just game mechanics. They reckon the water in Liberty City is toxic as hell, thanks to corrupt companies dumping their waste. Let's dive in and see if this theory holds water, pun absolutely intended. So, here's the deal. In GTA 3, unlike later games in the series, you can't swim. Touch the water, and it's game over, my friend. Now, most people just shrug this off as a limitation of the game engine or a way to keep players within the map boundaries. But some eagle-eyed fans have connected this to the gritty, corrupt nature of Liberty City itself. The theory goes that the water surrounding Liberty City has been polluted to toxic levels by unscrupulous corporations. We're talking chemical dumping, industrial waste, the whole 9 yards. In the game, we see plenty of evidence that Liberty City is run by corrupt officials and shady businesses. So the idea that these same entities would be cool with turning the city's waterways into a chemical soup? It's not that far-fetched. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This theory argues that this isn't just a random idea, but a deliberate commentary by Rockstar on real-life pollution issues in New York City, which Liberty City is based on. New York has a history of water pollution problems, with companies illegally dumping waste into rivers and harbors. Remember the whole acid rain scare? Yeah, that was partly due to industrial pollution. So, according to this theory, Rockstar took this real-world issue and cranked it up to 11. In their version of NYC, the pollution is so bad that merely touching the water is lethal. It's a dark, satirical take on corporate greed and environmental negligence. There's a radio advertisement for a bottled water company that jokes about the poor quality of tap water. There are also industrial areas near the waterfront that could be potential sources of pollution. This theory does fit with GTA's overall theme of satirizing American culture and exposing the dark underbelly of urban life. It turns a simple gameplay mechanic into a biting commentary on environmental issues and corporate responsibility. Plus, it adds an extra layer of grime to Liberty City's already grimy atmosphere. Imagine knowing that not only are the streets dangerous, but the very water surrounding the city could kill you in an instant. It makes Liberty City feel even more like a concrete jungle, where survival is a constant struggle. What do you think? Is Liberty City's water a toxic soup of corporate greed, or is this theory polluted with too much speculation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, maybe think twice before ordering tap water next time you're in a city, yeah? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more GTA theories that'll make you question everything. See ya.